Welcome, everyone. My name is Katie, and I work at the Sacramento Public Library, where books are just the beginning. Thank you so much for joining us for Everybody Yoga. We are so excited to offer this to you and to have local yoga instructor Kat Sun with us today. And we'll get to her in just a moment. But first, I wanted to mention a few things. The first is that I'll be monitoring the chat for the duration of the program, so please feel free to share any questions or comments over there, and either myself or Kat will get back to you. If you're having any audio related issues, please exit the program and re-enter. Typically doing that will solve that issue. And if you need closed captioning at any point during the program, please click the live transcript button that you'll find at the bottom of your screen. You'll click that button, wait just a moment, and then you will see the closed captioning pop up and you can follow along. And I will make sure to put that in the chat as well. And we ask for your grace and understanding in this virtual world that we are in right now. If there is some kind of a delay, one of the hosts drops off, or we experience any other type of interruption, please allow time for us to resume the program. And this program is being recorded and will be shared to our YouTube channel, which you can find under Sacramento Public Library. And it should be available by next week, so you can look for it there and revisit Kat's demonstration or share it with a friend. And make sure to stick around after the yoga demonstration today for a short book talk on a title related to this week's theme of friendship. And one last thing is that I'll be sending a short participation survey probably later this week, so keep an eye out for that email. And please feel free to share your thoughts about the program with us. We always appreciate hearing from you. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Kat. So Kat, take it away, and everyone, please enjoy.
Thank you so much, Katie. Good morning, everybody. Great to have you join us. Thank you so much for being here. So as always, I'm offering this from my home, so I apologize in advance if there's any kind of additional noise. I've got dogs and cats and neighbors and a dad, and so just let it slide off of you if you hear some extraneous noise coming into the class. Okay, and then as always, it's great to have some props nearby in case you're gonna want anything. So I have a yoga blanket. You can also use like a big bath towel or beach towel, any kind of blanket. I've got a couple of blocks. So if you have yoga blocks, you might want to have them nearby. Otherwise, having some pillows or things like that might be helpful. Sometimes people use books, but I'll try not to rely on the yoga props too much for our class, since I don't know what everyone has with them. And then last is a yoga strap. So again, if you don't have a yoga strap, you can have a belt, or that you wear around your waist, or a bathrobe belt, or a necktie, anything like that can help extend the reach. And then with all that said, we're going to go ahead and get started on our backs today. So allow yourself to arrive onto your back. Make sure you have enough cushion underneath you. So on a yoga mat, and if you're on a thin mat, on a hard floor, you might have even a blanket over the mat just for a little extra cushion. Also, once you lay down, if you find your back of the neck is kind of scrunched up and your chin is lifting up higher than your forehead, then it's really good just to have a little lift, like a pillow or a folded blanket or something underneath your head. And then let's all go ahead and get started on our backs. And if coming down on the floor on your back is inappropriate, then of course, please feel comfortable to stay seated in a chair instead. But just allow yourself to come into a place where you can really land and rest for a moment in order to kind of arrive together and connect in with the breath first. So on our backs, we're gonna go ahead and you can have your legs straight out if that's okay for your back. If it's too much pressure for the back, you bend the knees, you plant the feet on the floor, and you bring the knees in. As the knees knock in, they support each other, and then your back has a little more room here. And then you can have your arms out to the sides with your palms up, or you can have your hands turning down onto the body, whatever's comfortable. And as you come into your position, go ahead and just allow yourself to maybe close your eyes and take a deep breath in, big breath out. Do that again. So big inhalation in through your nose. Breathe it all the way to the bottom of the lungs. A clearing breath out through the mouth. And one more big breath in. Feel the breath enter, expanding the belly. Exhale, hot out. And then you can let your lips gently close. As you settle in, start to notice your body and space. Notice yourself. How does the body feel this morning? Notice how is your breath pattern this morning. So just taking in information and also softening. So maybe you can let your lips part a little bit and wiggle your jaw. You can soften your tongue. Maybe you can stretch your tongue out. Stretch out your face. And then let everything go quiet. So again, just noticing the physical body, if anything's here speaking to you. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice if that breath is short and if you're breathing high up in the upper lungs, or if you're able to breathe all the way down into the low belly. You're just taking in information. Notice how your mental, emotional body feels this morning. Just scanning and checking in with yourself. So we are starting to bring that outer sensory awareness. We're quieting that awareness inwards and starting to sense inwards. So letting the body's communication speak to us, and we tune in to hear what the body is saying, what it's communicating. And today's theme is friendship. So Katie and I were talking about this yesterday, what does that mean? And there's this notion of really allowing ourselves to be vulnerable in order to be seen. So letting this practice this morning allow us to soften into ourselves, softening into our own vulnerability. Before friending anyone else, being a friend to yourself. So with that in mind, practicing with compassion, listening to your own inner guidance, your own body's cues. As we continue here, just beginning to connect in with your breath. As always, we first connect in with our breath. So if you like, you can bring your hands onto your low belly. As you inhale now, feel the belly expanding with the inhale. Exhaling, feel the belly softening into the earth. So continue just a few cycles of nice, deep, full belly breaths in, and full exhalations out. So as you inhale, feel the air moving through your nostrils, filling up your lungs to the bottom of the lungs, causing the diaphragm to press down, allowing the belly to expand out. As you exhale, the belly exits out of the lungs, allowing the diaphragm to move back up into the ribs, allowing the belly to hollow back towards the spine. So just few cycles, really connecting in with your breath, creating that inner intimacy with yourself, feeling your breath. Good. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and bring your arms out to the sides, out into a T. So now if your legs are straight on the floor, you're going to go ahead and bend your knees, feet on the floor. Everybody walk your feet mat width apart. If you're seated in the chair, you just stay with your feet rooted on the floor. Keep your hands on your thighs. Just sit nice and tall. So rock to the front of your sit bones, stacking your spine up over your sit bones if you're seated in a chair. With our next inhale, take a deep breath in neutral. And as you exhale, everybody can turn your head over to the right. And just pause and breathe here. Breathe into the left side of your neck, into the left chest. Feel that stretch maybe all the way into the left arm. With our next inhale, again, bring it through center. Exhale, turn your head over to the left. So breathe here for a beat. Feel the stretch now across your right chest, down into the right arm. Again, inhale through center. Exhale, rock your head back to the right. So now side to side, nice and slow. Move with your breath. Inhaling through neutral. Exhaling your other side. So very gentle. Just noticing, what does this movement feel like in your body? Okay. The next time you inhale, come back to neutral. Now we're going to add the legs if you're on your back. So take a breath in, and now as you exhale, let both knees rock to the right. Inhale, we come up through center. Exhale, both knees rock to the left. So like that, rocking those knees up with the inhalation, over to one side with the exhale. Nice and easy, just noticing this movement in your back. How does it feel? Okay, next time you inhale again, bring everything up to neutral. We're gonna reach our arms now up towards the sky if you're on your back. If you're seated in a chair, then just reach your arms straight out in front of you so that your arms are parallel to the floor if you're seated on a chair. If you're on your back, the arms are perpendicular to the floor. And then we're gonna bend the elbows and clasp each elbow with the opposite hand. Just take a moment now and notice which forearm is on top. And notice that that is your default setting. Okay, from here, take an inhale. As you exhale, rock your head to the right again. Slide your elbows to the left. And again, just take a beat. Breathe here for a moment. What does that feel like? Maybe you feel a stretch going across that upper right arm, at the outer upper right arm. Maybe you feel a little pressure crossing your right chest as the arm goes across it. Maybe you can feel a bit of a stretch back behind you between the right shoulder blade and the spine. So you're just tuning in, noticing. When you're ready, let's inhale, bring it up to neutral, and exhale, we're rocking it to the other side. And again, just take a beat, breathe and feel. Noticing what's here, noticing if it feels different from the other side. Again, as you're ready, inhale through center, and now roll, slide and glide. So head to one side, elbows go in the opposite direction. Inhale through neutral, and again, exhaling, rocking to the other side. So just a few more times, nice and easy. Is your jaw still soft? Is your tongue soft? Next time your elbows and head come back up to neutral, pause. So now if you're on your back, we're gonna add the knees. So inhaling, exhaling, knees and head to the right, elbows slide to the left. Bring it back up through center and other direction. Oh, and I forgot to say, so when you come back to neutral, pause for a moment, look at which forearm is on top, and then just change it. So you switch it. It's the awkward clasp with the other forearm on top. And then again, go ahead and slide and glide. Knees and head slide to one side, elbows go in the opposite direction. Inhaling up through center, exhaling to the other side. So moving side to side. So again, if it feels good to pause on one side and breathe into that, you can do that. And just exploring one side for a few beats before you move and go into the other direction. Good, so sliding and gliding. Head and knees in one direction, elbows slide in the opposite. Last time. So take your time, but next time you come back up through center, we're gonna pause. Now go ahead and look at your forearms. Can you lift your shoulders off the floor, squeeze them up to your ears, press them back, and then down the back. So slide your shoulder blades down the back. With our next inhale, we start to take our arms up overhead, so those elbows go up overhead. And then exhaling, just release. Again, bring your arms in front of you and bend your elbows again. Now take the clasp of the original, so just the default clasp, the forearm on top that naturally happens. And again, shrug your shoulders, big circle with the shoulders, slide your shoulder blades down the back. And with your next inhale, take your arms up overhead again. And then exhaling, release. Bring them back down. From here, we're gonna hug our knees into our chest and rock a little side to side on our back, massaging your back into the floor. And then hug your knees together. We're going to circle the knees together in the air. So bringing the hands on the outside of each knee. Keep the knees together as one big knee and start to circle your knees over your sacrum as you massage your low back into the floor. So just feeling now the circumference all around your sacrum. Sacrum is that triangular bone right above your butt crease at the base of the spine. It's nice plate up bone right there. And usually there can be some tenderness around the sacrum, those SI joint regions. So we're just gently massaging around it, seeing what's here. And whenever you're ready, see if you can circle it the other direction. And also see if you can maybe slow it down a beat. So as you slow down, you allow yourself to feel more. And as we feel more, we allow ourselves to integrate more. Making sure you're still breathing as you move through it. Next time your knees come back to your chest, pausing. We're going to lubricate the hip joints now. So use your hands to move your knees. Press your knees away from your chest. And then open the knees wide apart from each other. And then keep the knees apart from each other, but hug them back in towards your armpits. And then back in towards the chest. So it's like you're drawing a square with each knee, and the squares, they mirror each other. So getting those 4 points. Once you are able to get the 4 points, maybe starting to make it more fluid as you circle the knees in the air. The knees, again, they mirror each other, and you're bringing movement into the hip joints there. So just feeling that movement. And then we're gonna pause. Next time your knees come to your chest, we're going to take it in the opposite direction. So now keeping the knees close in, you're going to split the knees into your armpits. And then keep them wide apart from each other. Press the knees away from you. And then bring the knees back towards each other. And then hug them in towards your chest. So just like what we did a moment ago, but now we're going in the opposite direction. And again, once you get it, you can start to make it a little more fluid. Circling the knees. Good, nice. Okay, now the next time your knees come back into your chest, rock a little side to side. And let's go ahead and circle our ankles in the air. And then we're going to circle the ankles the other direction. Good. Now split your knees towards your armpits and rock a little side to side. So knees into the armpits. If it's a part of your practice, it's available. You can take Happy Baby here. Happy Baby, the soles of the feet point up to the sky. The shins are perpendicular to the floor. And we're clasping wherever we can so that the shoulders can stay on the floor and the back of the neck stays long. So just rocking a little side to side. Okay. And then let's go ahead, hug the knees back into the chest. Again, rock a little side to side. And then from here, let's release the feet back onto the floor. We're going to roll over to one side, and we're all going to come up to a seat. So either seated on a little blanket, a little lift on the floor, or seated in a chair, if that's better for you. Taking a moment to arrive now into the vertical spine. So whether you're seated in a chair or on a little blanket or block or something on the floor, see if you can start to come to the front edge of your support. And then rock towards the front edge of your sit bone. As you rock to the front edge of your sit bone, you'll feel that front pubic bone begin to drop down towards the floor a little bit. So keep yourself grounded through your front sit bones. So grounding the sit bones down. As you ground down, feel the ability to lengthen your spine. Reaching the back of the neck, back of the skull, straight up into the sky. And then let's make those big shoulder circles. So circling our shoulders, forward, up, back and down. The next time your shoulders go back and down, keep your shoulder blades sliding down the back. Imagine the shoulder blades and the buttock flesh all sliding down the back body. And then Hug your navel in and up. Let your heart broaden, your collarbones broaden. Good. Maybe gently closing the eyes. So grounding down and lengthening up. Feel yourself now as this beautiful intermediary between earth and heaven. With our next inhale, we're going to sweep our palms up and sweep our arms out and up. Palms touch at the top. As we exhale, pull it down the midline, all the way down, rounding it down towards the earth. Again, inhale, palms up, sweep up, gather everything, gather all that goodness. Exhale, bring it down through you, releasing, connecting into the earth at the bottom of the exhale. One more time. Inhale, sweep and gather. Beautiful. Exhale, bring it down again into the earth. This time, inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And as you exhale, palms together, bring it in front of your heart. So now palms pressing into each other in front of the heart center at the sternum. You can gently press your thumbs against your sternum. Maybe close your eyes back down. Take a beat here. So grounding down through the sit bones, reaching tall through the crown. Shoulder blades slide down the back body and feel now. Breathe into your heart center. Just take a moment to connect in here with yourself. A moment to befriend yourself. A moment to listen within. If there's any guidance, or if you'd like to dedicate your practice or set an intention. This morning we're going to take a soft Om. So you're welcome to join your voice with mine. You're all muted, so you can chant as you like, or you can do it silently within, or you can just allow yourself to listen to the vibration. First, we're going to take an inhalation in through the nose. We're going to clear it out through the mouth, hot out. And then we're going to take an inhale for that Om. Gently bow your head to your heart. Again, blink open your eyes, sweeping your arms out and up again, inhaling. Good. As we exhale, we're going to spin to the right, bring the arms down. Take that first breath in to ground and lengthen. So right hand behind you, left hand can reach for your right knee. And then it's with the exhale that you start to twist. So imagine you're moving the twist up the spine, from the bottom of the spine, spinning your navel back, then the chest back, then the neck, the head, and last the gaze. With each inhale, think about grounding and lengthening. And then it's with the exhale that you see if there's an invitation to twist a little bit more. And here, just notice, what does it feel like to breathe? With the torso twisted, the rib basket twisted, it feels a little bit different to breathe in and out. Now keep grounding down and lengthening up. Keep twisting back. Everything's still spinning back, but with your next exhale, just turn your neck and your head and your gaze forward. So looking over your front left shoulder as you breathe into the right side of your neck. Good. One more breath in here. And then exhaling, we're going to release, unwind. Inhale, take your arms out and up again. Exhale, open your arms, spin to the left. So again, left hand behind you, right hand reaching for your left knee. First breath in, we ground and we lengthen. Get nice and tall through the spine. With the exhale, in your mind's eye, trace the twist from the bottom of the spine up. Spinning your navel back, your chest back, your neck, your head, your gaze back. And breathing here. And again, just take a beat. Notice, what does it feel like to breathe in this other direction. Think about arching your low back in. Shoulder blades are still moving down the back. Crown of the head is reaching tall. And again, take a nice breath in here. Everything still continues to spin back, but with your next exhale, just the neck, the head, and the gaze spin forward. Looking over your front right shoulder, breathing into the left side of your neck. Good. And then let's go ahead and unwind. Okay, now let's go ahead and ground our right hand onto our right thigh, and then let your left fingertip walk away from you. So if you're seated on a chair, you can do the same thing, but your fingertips won't be on the floor. Instead, you just point them away from you. But if you're on the floor, you can touch the earth and walk the fingertips away from you. Good. And then from here, use your right hand to keep your right thigh, your right sit bone grounded. And then we're going to tilt to the left. So just a side bend to the left. You can walk the left fingertips away, stay grounded on the right. Good. Bring it back up through center. And then other side. So use your left hand to ground the sit bone. Walk your right fingertips away from you or point it down at an angle away from you towards the earth. And then again, when you're ready, use that hand to stay grounded on this left side as you side bend to the right. Good. Bring it back up. So you can continue to keep that hand on the thigh. So again, let's go back to the first side. So walk your left fingertips away from you, right hand on the thigh, keep it grounded, and then start to tip. Now, if you can stay grounded in that sit bone and it's appropriate in your body, you can take that right arm out and reach it all the way to the left as well. But if that's not appropriate in your body, then just keep the arm down. Keep yourself grounded without adding the shoulders. Good. Let's bring it back up. Use that hand down. Now using your left hand on the left thigh, ground down through the left sit bone, walk your right fingertips away. Shoulder blades down the back. Again, tilt to the side, to the right. Staying here is a good option, or you can take that arm out and then reach it up overhead. If you have the arm reaching up overhead, really grounding down through the sit bone to lengthen up through that side, reaching the fingertips away. Good. Let's inhale, bring the whole thing back through center. Okay, walk your left fingertips away from you again. So again, or you point it away. And then let's take the right arm up overhead. We're gonna bend that elbow. So we're gonna take the neck stretch. Sorry, I gotta take my glasses off. So now right hand on the left side of the head, and just gently start to tilt your head to the right. So again, you're listening to your body, being that good friend, like be your own best friend. Really, how would you treat your best friend? You would listen to them. You would honor them where they're at. So be that best friend to yourself. Really listening to your body, honoring where you're at. Okay. And then from here, you can take that top right hand off the head and then turn your head gently to look into your right armpit as you bring your chin towards the right collarbone. And then again, gently tilt your head to the right. Walk your left fingertips away from you. So now everything stays the same. Again, you're just going to take the hand off the head and keep your head tilted, but you just spin your face to look straight forward again, just like we did a moment ago. So here, keeping the right hand on the head, you're going to take that left hand, back of the left hand now against your sacrum, your low back. And gently press the back of the hand into the sacrum. And here, can you shrug your left shoulder blade back? So make that big shoulder circle. Take that shoulder back and down the back. And then keep pressing the hand gently into the back, and the back presses against the hand. You can keep the back of the left hand just where it is, or you can slide the back of the left hand up the spine to whatever degree works in your body. Just taking another breath here, noticing, feeling. Good. Everything still stays the same. You're just gonna release the left hand back down to where it was before. Reach long, one more breath. And then you're going to just take the right hand off the head, bring it to the right side of your face, and with loving care, help your head up. Good. And then come to neutral. Notice the difference from one side to the other. All right, let's make a big shoulder circle. Circle our shoulders. And then we'll go into the second side. So walk your right fingertips away from you on the floor, and then lift your left arm up and bend that left elbow. Bring your left hand to the right side of your head and gently tilt your head now to the left. Just noticing, breathing, feeling. Again, walk the right fingertips away. Point it further away from you if you're on a chair. Pause and breathe. Good. And then just taking that left hand off the side of the head and go ahead and spin to look into the left armpit. Bring your chin towards your left collarbone. And then again, gently tilt the head away. Walk your right fingertips away. Breathe. Notice the difference now in the stretch in your neck, your shoulders, from just that slight angle tilt. Of course, if anything doesn't feel right in your body, you're always going to honor what your body's communicating to you. So go ahead, lift the top hand off the head again. Keep your head tilted, but just spin to look straight forward again, just like we did a moment ago. And then again, tilt your head gently away. So we're still grounded nice and firmly into the sit bones. We're going to take the right hand now, back of the right hand presses against our sacrum at the low back. And then pressing the sacrum and the back of the hand into each other. Make a big shoulder circle with that right shoulder. Take that shoulder, right shoulder back and down. And breathe here. Possibly, if it's available, you can slide the back of the right hand up the spine. Breathing, feeling. And then we're going to take that right hand back down and out. Bring it back out onto the floor. Walk the fingertips away. And then take your top left hand off your head. Bring it to the left side of your face. And again, with lots of love, hold your head up. Okay. And again, make big shoulder circles. Good. From here, let's make fists with our hands. We're going to circle out our wrists. And then circle them the other way. Good. And then let's make big palms. And use your left hand to gently bring your right fingers back towards you. Don't forget the thumb, so grab that thumb as well if you can. Stretching out the underbelly of the wrists. And then release, let your fingers point down and gently press against the top of the knuckles here to stretch out the top of the wrist. And then we're going to go ahead and shake it out. Okay, big palms again. Use your right hand now to gently bring all 5 of your left fingers back towards you. Stretch out the underbelly of the left wrist, left forearm. And then release, let your fingers point down and gently press against the knuckles towards you. Stretch out the top. Good, and again, shake it out. Now, like you're shaking off water, keep shaking your hands. You got to get every drop of water off. Just keep shaking them. Yeah, and then now keep that shaking action, but turn your palms up and shake them out. So palms up, yeah, shake it out. Good. Okay, and then shake out your elbows. And then shoulders up and down. And then wag your tail, wag your head. Okay, now we're going to interlace our fingers in front of us. And we're just going to draw a figure 8 with the hands, like the, so just circling the wrist here. Okay, so now notice the direction you're moving in, and can you just reverse it? So for me, it's really awkward to reverse it. So see if that works in your body, or just notice how awkward that is. Because we don't really, it goes counterintuitive to how we move. Okay, and then pause. Now take a look. See which thumb is on top. And you're just going to change the clasping of your fingers so the other thumb is on top. And then again, just make some figure 8s. Draw figure 8s with your wrists. Good. And then again, we're going to pause to reverse. So go in the opposite direction. So this is probably the most awkward way because it's the awkward clasp in the awkward direction. Good, and then shake it out. All right, and then again, let's interlace our fingers in front of us. Now we're gonna press the palms away from us. Oh, I'm so sorry. My sound system's acting weird. Okay, hopefully that's okay. Sorry about that. Okay, woo. So fingers interlaced, Press the palms away from us. Now press out through the ball of the index finger side of the palm. Press the index finger side of the palm away from you faster than the pinky side. Almost like you want to pull the pinky side of your hand towards you. And then maintain that. Can you make a big shoulder circle? Take your shoulders back and down. Keep your shoulders moving down the back, pressing down through your sit bones. Let's inhale, take our arms up, pressing the palms up into the sky as we ground down through our sit bones. Nice breath in, nice breath out. And then if it's okay for your body, you can start to tilt it to the left. Stay grounded in the right sit bone. Bring it back up. Ground down through the left sit bone as you tilt it to the right. Bring it back up. And then exhaling, release. Big shoulder circle. And then again, interlace your fingers, the awkward clasp, so the awkward way. Press your palms away from you, right in front of you. Again, pressing the ball of the index side away from you faster than the pinky side. And then maintaining that again, big shoulder circles. Take those shoulders up, back, down. Keep them sliding down the back. Keep grounding down. Inhale, take your arms up overhead again. Pressing down as you press up. So always notice it's from the grounding that we're able to lift. This time we're going to exhale, tip it to the right first. Bring it back up through center. And exhale, tip it to the left. Good. Bring it back up. And exhaling, let's release. Big shoulder circle. Okay, so now we're going to come onto hands and knees. We just warmed up our wrists. If you are staying seated, you can do cat-cow in a chair. So we're going to do some cat-cows on the floor. So if you've got sensitive knees, you can always have a little extra padding with like a folded blanket or something underneath your knees if you need. If you've got sensitive wrists, you can instead make fists and put the knuckles down. That's an option. Or you can have, like, if you've got a wedge or something, like a little sticky mat, you can roll up just underneath the heel of the palm. You can lift just a little bit the heel of the palm. If you do have your big palms down on the floor, take a moment to ground the ball of your index finger. So this point right here, grounding the ball of the index finger down first. Then ground the ball of the thumb. From those 2 points, really broaden the palm to bring the other finger mounds down. And then we're going to inhale as we slide the sit bones apart and up towards the sky, letting your heart glide forward. Your shoulder blades slide down the back. You look up. Exhaling, we reverse, tailbone down, kidneys lift, chin to chest, crown towards the floor. So continuing like that, a few cycles, a cat-cow. If you're seated in a chair, then you just bring your hands onto your thighs. And same action, you slide to the front of your sit bones to bring your heart forward, chin up, look up. Exhale, you press into your thighs to round back. So just undulating that spine now with the ebb and flow of the breath. Enjoy the movement. So if you are on hands and knees, if you're coming through cat-cow, if you want to start to circle your hips over your knees as you continue to cat-cow, you can always find that more organic movement. If you are circling the hips, make sure you let the head and the neck move as however they want. If that feels really uncomfortable in your body, then just continue to move through cat-cow a few more cycles. If you are circling your hips, make sure you go in the other direction. Good. And then let's bring it back to neutral. From here, on hands and knees, you're going to take your right arm out to the right, opening your right chest up to the right side. And then exhale, you're going to slide that right hand through underneath the left arm. So now your right palm is up, facing up, and you slide that right hand away from you as you come down towards your right shoulder, right side of your head. You can walk your left hand a palm print back, so when you press your left palm into the earth, that elbow stacks over the wrist. And then keep reaching the right hand away as you breathe into the space between your right shoulder blade and the spine. And then we're going to inhale to rise up. Plant that right hand. If you need to take a cat-cow, wash it through. And then second side. So Staying grounded on the right hand, you're going to inhale the left arm out to the left. Open that chest up to the left side. Exhale, weave it through underneath the right arm. Palm is facing up as you slide the hand away from you. And then coming down onto the left side of your shoulder, left side of the head. Walk your right hand, a palm print back towards you. So as you press down through that arm, through that hand, the elbow stacks over the wrist. Breathing here. And then everybody's going to unwind. Coming back up through neutral, taking a cat-cow. Okay. And then from here, let's all go ahead and come on up to standing. So if you're somebody who your balance is feeling a little challenged right now, you might want to have a chair or piece of furniture to work with. We're just going to do some half salutations. So we're going to be doing a little bit of forward bending. So if you know you're going to need something for support, please have what you need. So I have a chair here to demo that in a moment. So let's all take a moment to find Tadasana. So I'll start by facing you. So finding your mountain pose. Your feet can be either hip width apart, or you can see if it's appropriate to bring the balls of the big toes next to each other and the heels slightly apart. So just take a moment, look at your feet, just seeing if you can get your feet parallel to each other, so that if you draw a line from the center of the index to the center of heel, the lines are more or less parallel. So you're not doing anything like wonky, like your feet are all crazy going in different places. As best you can, you try to bring them into alignment. And then with your hands on your hips, go ahead and ground down through the inner heel in the ball of the big toe of each foot. Maybe you can even roll to the inner edge of the foot and lift the outer edges of the feet. And then keep those two inner points grounded. Spread the toes, spread the sole of the feet, and then let the outer heel in the ball of the pinky toe ground as well. So 4 corners of each foot are all rooted into the earth. From that rooting, lift your inner arches. Lift your inner ankles away from the floor. Lift your inner knee up and roll your inner thighs back. Broaden through your sit bones in the back. Pin your tailbone straight down to the center of the earth. Imagine beam of red light from the tip of the tail into the earth. Maintaining all of that. And then let's shrug our shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Keep your shoulder blades sliding down the back body. Elongate the back of the neck, back of the skull up for sky. Just take a beat. Feel yourself in this really beautiful vertical alignment. And then when you're ready, let's inhale, sweep our arms out and up, palms touch at the top. As you exhale, you can bend your knees as you need, hinging forward. You can bring your hands onto your thighs or your shins or to a chair in front of you. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. So lift your heart forward, elongate the front of the spine. Exhaling, we're going to fold. So you can fold forward, or if you got a chair, you can even bring your forehead onto the chair for a beat. Again, we're going to halfway lift. Lengthen the front body. Exhaling, folding. So bend the knees as much as you need to protect yourself here. We haven't done much hamstring work. So really listening to your body, being your own best friend, honoring the body and what it communicates. So with each inhale, you lengthen. Each exhale, you fold. The next time you exhale and you fold, let's again inhale, lift the heart up halfway, bend those knees, ground into your feet, and inhale, we're rising all the way back up, palms touch at the top. Again, exhaling, dive, swan dive, like you're diving through water, yeah. Halfway lift, inhale, shoulder blades move away from the ears, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhaling, fold, grounding into the feet, coming all the way up. Inhale, sweep it out and up. Last one, exhaling, folding. Halfway lift as we inhale. Fold as we exhale. Ground to rise. Inhale, up we come. This time when you get to the top, go ahead and clasp your right wrist with your left hand. Ground down through your right foot as you lengthen up through the right arm. And then again, exhaling, we're going to tip it to the left. Good. Inhale, bring it up, switching hands. So ground down through your left foot as you Clasp around the left wrist, lift it up, and exhale, tip. Good. Inhale up, swivel open. Now open your arms, spin to the left. Palms facing the left, thumbs pointing up. Like you want to hug that wall in front of you to the left there. Good. Inhale, bring it all up through center. Exhale, spin open to the right. Good. Inhale, bring the whole thing up. And palms together. Exhale, bring it back down. All right. And then since we're standing, let's just do a little feet and ankle stretch. So if you're challenged for balance, have a wall or have a piece of furniture you can hang on to. Otherwise, you can just have your hands on your hips. Ground into the four corners of your right foot and just step your left foot back, toenails down. So when I turn, then I should do the correct side. And then go ahead with the toenails down. Go ahead and circle that ankle. And circle it the other way. And then again, press the toenails down. Really reach back. See if you can get the stretch all the way up into the top of the psoas there. From here, we're going to go ahead and curl over the tops of the toes. So you're going to curl over the tops of the toes so the ball of the foot is grounded. And then you can lift the heel to stretch out the sole of the foot. You might have to bend that standing leg knee. And then go ahead and ground that back heel down to stretch out the back of the ankle, back of the Achilles tendons. So again, you can have the chair if you need it. And then let's go ahead and step on out. Shake out that leg. Shake out your standing leg. And the second side. So when you're ready, rooting into the foot that you just stretched out and step your other foot back, toenails down. Starting here, stretch out the top line, stretch out the top of the ankle. And then let's circle the ankle. So again, you can have a support, especially when you're doing the circle. That might be a little challenging. Good, and then circle it the other way. Good, and then again, stretch it back again. So toes are pointing back, toenails down. Stretch out the top line. And see if you can really lengthen the stretch all the way up into the psoas, up in that hip flexor there. When you're ready, we're gonna bend the standing, the front leg knee a little bit so that we can curl over the toes. And then lifting the heel as best you can, stretch out the sole of the foot. Breathe into what you feel. And then from there, we ground that heel back and down, stretch out the back line. Good, and then rising, shaking it out. Okay, from here, we're gonna bring it down. So we're gonna come towards Shavasana now. So coming down onto the floor, if you're coming to the floor, have maybe a block nearby if you have a block. Otherwise, have a pillow or something that you can hug between your thighs. Change the angle of my camera. I'll meet you back on the floor. So on our floor, you can go ahead and have your feet hip width apart, close to your hips, and then spin your toes in slightly, just a little micro pigeon toe. Then you're going to take your block or your pillow, whatever it is you have, and bring it between your thighs. And now just gently hug the block between your thighs. We'll just do this for a little bit because we're going to come into Shavasana pretty quick. But just a little bit of back bending. So hug the block, spin it towards your heels, towards your feet. Pin your tailbone up into the block and just lift your hips to whatever height works in your body. If you like, as you exhale, you can roll it back down. So you can just come up and down a few times. Every time you come down, reset, hug the block, spit the block towards the feet, pin the tailbone up, and lift the hips. So either moving up and down, or the next time you come up, if you want to hold bridge pose, you can pause and sit to Bandha here. You can stay here. Keep pressing your feet down to press your hips up. Keep hugging the block and spinning it towards the floor so that your inner thighs don't roll out. If it's available, you can even walk your hands underneath you and interlace the hands. Pressing the tops of the shoulders down. If you're holding the pose here, tops of the shoulders press into the earth. You press the back of the skull gently into the earth, and the back of the neck is lifted. Then you can think about lifting your chin up towards the ceiling. Bring your chest up towards your chin. So if you're still holding it with me, just take another beat. And then everybody, you're going to release the hands. If you have the clasp, we're going to release ourselves all the way down onto the floor. And if you were oscillating up and down, then again, you two will meet us on the floor. We're going to take the blocks out. We're going to hug our knees into our chest and just rock a little side to side. Now we're going to come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So if you need anything else to complete your practice, feel free. Otherwise, just having a few minutes here for some Shavasana. So coming into your final resting pose, whether that's laying on your back or if you're choosing to stay seated. If you are on your back, just make sure your low back feels good. Bend your knees, have blocks or support underneath your knees if you need. And let the arms rest out to the sides, palms up, or you can have the hands on the body. And then gently closing your eyes. Take a deep breath in, big breath out. One more time, big breath in. And release everything as you exhale. Allow yourself to begin to melt into the support below you. And then you again soften your mouth. Let the lips and the teeth part slightly as you let your jaw be heavy, let your chin drop. Softening the tongue, relax the back of the throat. Letting your whole front body begin to melt into the back body. As your eyeballs sink to the back of your skull, bring your inner gaze to rest into your heart center. When you're ready, just starting to notice your breath again. Just notice your natural breath. If you feel ready, you can start to take a deeper breath in, a fuller breath out. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists, your ankles. Maybe a slow, gentle rock of your head side to side. From there, bring one hand behind the head and roll over to that side in fetal position. Just allow yourself to curl in on yourself, hug your knees in towards you as you lay for a moment on your side body. Feel gravity sliding down into the side body. You're welcome to linger here as long as you like. But if you'd like to set up for Katie's talk, then you can use your other hand to press yourself on up. You are coming to a seat, grounding into your sit bones, lengthening it through the spine, palms together in front of the heart. You are seated, taking a moment to feel yourself rooted in order to lengthen. The shoulder blades slide down. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Bow your head to the heart. Namaste. Okay, I'm turning it back to you, Katie. Thank you.
Thank you, Kat, again for another amazing session. We really appreciate it. And give me just a moment and I will share my screen so you can see the book that I selected for this week. All right, so this week's theme is friendship. So I selected Share Your Stuff, I'll Go First, 10 Questions to Take Your Friendship to the Next Level by Laura Tremaine. Tremaine is a writer, blogger, and podcaster, and this is her first book. Tremaine started a mommy blog in 2010, which got pretty popular. She connected with thousands of mothers all over the US who all wanted her to share intimate details about her life, but who weren't willing to share themselves. As Tremaine acknowledges, it can be scary to share, but it is worth the risk because sharing our stuff is the key to connection and consciousness. She shares that this book is not intended to be read front to back. Rather, you can flip through it with a friend or partner, answering the questions from a place of truth. The book is written in 10 chapters, all structured the same way. First, she poses one of life's big questions as the chapter title. Some of the questions include: who are you? What are you afraid of? Who taught you how to be? When did you belong? And what do you believe? Next is a section titled I'll Go First, where Tremaine shares her response to the question. And then each chapter ends with Your Turn, where she elaborates on the main question, posing exploratory questions and exercises for you to share your response. As you work your way through the book, you're urged to pay attention to how you answer to allow for self-reflection. Tremaine concludes with saying that she's released her stories into the reader's care to bring us closer to one another, and not just the stuff, but her thoughts, beliefs, and personal opinions. She writes, share yourself with yourself by feeling your feelings, writing them down, sitting in silence. Share yourself with others in good conversations, in thoughtful expression, and as a way to be known. Share your stuff. Go first. Share Your Stuff is a great tool to help you connect with others while discovering about yourself. It is available in audio, ebook, and physical book formats right now in the library collection, so you can check it out for yourself. Well, thank you again for joining us for Everybody Yoga, and a big thank you to Kat for another amazing, wonderful session of yoga. We always appreciate having you. And just a reminder to keep an eye out for that email with the survey. We would love to hear your feedback about this program. And to find a library location near you, sign up for a library card, or to learn about programs for all ages, just go to www.saclibrary.org. So for Kat, myself, and the Sacramento Public Library, thank you so much and be well. Bye.